Welcome, this is my channel, RWOGMTB, Riding with Old Guy Mountain Biking. I show you this image of myself standing on the balcony from our recent visit to Snowshoe to demonstrate that I'm not what most people think of when they think of bike park riders. I'm an older and larger guy, and I greatly enjoy riding at the bike park. Next is some follow cam video my son took of me a couple years ago. This is to give you an idea of the kind of rider I am. Bike parks are not just for pro riders or adrenaline seekers in combat gear. Bike parks are for families and beginners too. My basic philosophy is if I can ride it, likely you can. The great thing about the bike park is that as you progress with experience, there's always another trail you can ride to enjoy as your skill level increases. The video that follows is from a couple of runs at the beginning of our last trip to Snowshoe Bike Park. It shows a couple of green trail runs, which I started a rambling monologue on the topic. Additionally, I encounter a group with young riders that demonstrate my view that if you were wondering if you can ride at the bike park, I believe you can. Here we go into the easy street. First run. Oh, muddy here. Looks like they're working on a bunch of stuff here, so let's see. Oh, that's right, they're putting a new lift in over here at Powder Monkey. I forgot. Wow, look at that. Yeah, we were here skiing for the first time this year. And then I heard they're putting in this new lift. Wow. It should be nice. And as I make my way down this, one of the things I think about all the time whenever I talk to people about us coming here, one of the things, you know, people that don't go to the bike park always wonder, you know, if they can ride at the bike park. And in generally, if you can ride a bike or a mountain bike, you know, kind of at all, you're more than likely capable of riding at the bike park. Everybody thinks of all the crazy clips and stuff they see on YouTube and people jumping massive gaps and crazy crashes and, you know, and all that's there and it can happen, but it doesn't have to be that way. Like, I'm riding on easy straight right now. This is the green trail. It's you know, it takes a little more than our trails do at home in Florida, but it's still a fun ride. Excuse me.
We're up there, just so you know.
Okay, yeah, no problem. And as you can see, you know, it actually has elevation, and you pick up speed pretty darn fast, actually, even on the easy trail. But as long as you can work on braking, you do all right. Hey guys, you're good, you're good, you're good, it's all right. Have fun, guys. Yeah. So, as you see right there, young kids ride. It's important, just take your time, be careful. Works. And old people ride. I am 59 years old. Gonna be 60 before too long. And I ride here. And I pretty much, if I can ride it, almost anybody could ride it. Now, it is easy to get over your head and do too much and crash and get hurt really bad. But if you're careful, that won't be the case. See, I'm just real casually going down this trail. It's been what, like 8-9 months probably since we rode here. So riding here is different than riding at home. So the first lap for sure, we go nice and slow. Review the trails because they make changes every year. Nothing major. Actually, the entrance we just passed right there, Whistle Pig, was a new trail last year. Comes off of this. It's a little bit, it's really nice. It's a little bit more advanced than the Easy Street. It's got like steeper and bigger berms, and this just kind of helps you get used to riding for the harder trails. But that's the really nice thing. They got this set up so you can level yourself up as you're ready. See, this berm is made to turn a lot faster than I'm doing, but like I said, just easing my way down, checking it all out. The other thing people always wonder about is like their gear and their bikes specifically. And yeah, there are downhill specific bikes, and you know, they're actually pretty well recommended for people to ride at the bike park. And you know, if you can, that's great. To be honest though, the first time I rode here, I rode my hardtail. Not a great idea, but the boys did have some entry-level full suspension bikes, which were trail bikes, which were, you know, were pretty nice. And to this day, we still don't use downhill bikes here. Now, the bike parks do rent bikes, and they'll rent you either downhill or enduro bikes. And the difference is really not that much, but the important thing is having some full suspension, which is great. And the more travel, the better when you're at the bike park. True, but it's not required. The kind of mid-travel trail bikes, 150, 140 area, are pretty good. The bike I'm on is a 150, 135. It's a Trance X 29. I think for what I do, it's great here. I'm riding basically the easy flow trails. I'm not doing major technical hard stuff, and it works for that. The real key is tires and brakes. I think are the most important, and helmet and other protective gear. So if you rent a bike and then you rent gear, they'll have all full face helmets and full like chest and back guards and shin guards and everything. And that's, you know, I recommend wearing as much gear, protective gear, as you can. Now, again, our first trip here, we rolled in trail bike helmets, and we didn't die. But full face helmet, it's a lot more safety. With goggles, because you know, it's often dusty or muddy, and you get something in your eye and you can't see. It's not too safe to go flying down the hill blind. So recommend full face and goggles, really at a minimum. As much gear as you can wear, knee pads, elbow pads, chest, you know, back guards. More the better. Like I said, they rent that stuff. It doesn't cost that much, you know, so you don't have to buy it all to start. But you kind of work your way into it as you get comfortable. Like I said, we didn't start with all that, but now 5 seasons of coming in, we have basically mostly all of our own protection gear. You know, gloves, full face goggles, knee, shin, elbow, chest, body guards, everything. Yeah, one of the other things people might wonder about is shoes. There are mountain bike specific shoes, and there's a big question about clipped in or flats. I'm assuming, unless you're like a regular road rider, you're not somebody who's used to clipped in anyways, but if you are, that's up to you. If you're just beginning, flats with good shoes is sufficient. Yeah. Lots of people don't use mountain bike specific shoes. Lots of people use bands and stuff. But if you use mountain bike specific shoes, they have kind of generally a stiffer sole. The idea is it helps your feet because they aren't, having to fight to support you all the time because the sole of the shoe helps with that. So, again, to start with, nobody starts with everything. And in general, you'll find people are friendly and are helpful, and if you're going slow, they'll work their way around you carefully, and that's good because we all started somewhere. And then back to kind of the bike gear. So highly recommend full suspension, at least like a mid-level trail bike, but an enduro bike feels so amazing when you ride them. I never owned one, but I did rent one here. That was kind of like the nicest bike I ever rode down the hill. It was so cool. And then but brakes, there's no substitute for brakes. Hydraulic disc brakes, unbelievable how good they are, and really it's like a must-have. No matter what bike you ride in here, you need hydraulic disc brakes. Now obviously people did it before that, but now that they exist and there's no reason not to use them. And the other thing I think a lot of people don't think about, especially when they're starting to maybe go to a bike park, is tires. You think, do I need bike park specific tires? Well, technically no, you don't. But one thing to talk about is riding at the bike parks. You're generally going faster in rougher, rockier areas than normal, and pretty much everybody, when they first start going, experience a bunch of flats. I remember one, I think it was our second trip here, my son, youngest son, got a flat 3 runs in a row. And I tell you, it only takes one day like that. Oh, a bunch of deer. Now, another great part of the bike park is you get to see stuff like the deer. But he flatted 3 runs in a row. And that was all I needed to learn more about tires. And so when you start looking at tires come in what they call different casings, which is basically the sidewalls. And you can get some that have like, things that are help with punctures and stuff like that. And they come in different thicknesses and whatever. Now we are riding now what's called downhill casing tires, which are like double thick of regular tires. And we use tire inserts as well. A whole nother topic. But the heavier the tire with the thicker casing that you can use, less flats, more time riding, more time having fun. And then tire inserts just add to that. With our downhill casings and Cush course, we haven't had flats in like 3 seasons.
Hello?
Hello?
How was it?
It was good.
It's a lot more wet than I thought it would be.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. And it's not that wet that we need rain gear, but it's muddy enough. That's cool.
Pretty much nothing changed.
Yeah.
Removing lot more like drainage issues.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And my finger
Yeah.
dead.
Okay, do we need to change the angle on your brakes?
I don't even think the angle felt the angle felt fine. It was
Okay.
just like
Just not used.
not
Yeah.
doing it very much
Yep.
years. And doing so much.
Yeah.
There's these like exercise things that
Yeah.
like test your strength, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's essentially this.
Oh, yeah.
And I kind of
All right, and one last thing about, sorry, I got a running monologue going here. One last thing about the bike park trips is there's other things to do besides just the bike park. See down here at the lake, they have stuff, things for kids. It's fun. And then the last kind of pointer would be, we're riding today on a Wednesday. If you ride in the middle of the week, you don't have to wait. If you ride on the weekend, there will probably be 50 people in line here to wait to ride back to the top of the hill. So, weekday riding is really nice. You get more runs. Also, the trails are less busy. You don't have to worry about other people. Sorry.
Okay, you ready?
Yep. You going on the side, Aiden, or I'll put mine in the middle?
I'm putting mine in.
Okay. Go, Aiden.
There, you got there.
And then,
Bryce's water bottle fell out in the first like 15 seconds.
oh, okay, we'll change it. Yeah, one last tip about the bike parks is
Adjustment.
getting on and off the lifts. It's really not hard.
Didn't this one used to have the... No, that's the other one.
And there's actually a thing by the lift that you can practice putting your bike in if you're worried about putting it in the lift. Besides
Wait, what
that,
happened?
it's cool.
What happened?
I'm talking to the camera.
Hi guys. You're with us. Oh wow, that's going to be painted.
Yeah, hey, it's a GoPro line and wall now. Last year it was just wall.
No, I had a sponsor on it.
I think it said Snowshoe.
Oh yeah. That's pretty cool. Shoot, if we hit that, we become GoPro people. I was telling them we're probably not gonna hit. I'm not gonna hit it at least for the first.
At least this morning, probably, right? All right, here we go for a second run. I'm gonna go back to Easy Street with Whistle Pig this time. Boys are off. They did Dreamweaver last, and now they're headed to Dirt Beaver. A couple of blue trails. Really fun. Ride them later. Easy Street Whistle Pig, where they got some construction for the new lift. So again, continuing what I said on the last lap, as you see, there's nothing drastic on this trail. A little rocky, small changes, ups and down. The real thing you find that's different actually is speed. Even though this is an easy trail and it's not like steep, you very quickly gain speed. Now, the other thing you don't need to do a whole lot of is pedaling, but sometimes on the easy trails you need to do a little bit. And it depends on how much speed you're carrying. If you carry speed, you won't need to. But early on, you'll likely find a couple spots that are a little bit uphill that you don't have enough speed to carry through. The other thing, when we came through here the first time, this is a spot you actually pick up quite a bit of speed coming through. And then you'll see, you might not have noticed it the first time through, but there is a skills park here where I believe they bring the classes when they're teaching them. And that's the other thing to do if you're a beginner. You can take classes here. They'll have instructors, and that's actually generally a good idea. But there's little obstacles there to work on. Drops and skinnies. No, that's fine. Take your time. Have fun. Hey, nothing like getting new mountain bikers started, man. That's where we all were.
Yeah, he's not used to riding in the wet, so it's throwing off a little bit.
Yeah, well, you'll do it. Just keep working with your... Listen to what your dad tells you. I'm sure he's got it figured out.
Well,
have fun. Have fun, guys. Yeah, that's another example. See, I was just talking about on Wednesday, trails are not busy. It's actually a great time for new people to ride, because like they can slow there and take the time and look at it. Now this is what I was talking about. And this is Whistle Pig. It's still a green trail, but that's a bigger, steeper berm than there was on Easy Street, and it just helps you get used to it and learn what to expect. And I'll tell you, the very first time I rode here at Snowshoe, when we went down Easy Street, we got near the bottom, and I said to my sons, I said, you know what? I said, if I do nothing else but ride this trail, it'll still be lots of fun. I gotta tell you, if I did nothing but ride that trail, I think I'd have a blast. Yeah. So, and I still believe that today. Like I said, this is our 5th season. I still ride that trail many times while we're here. I mean, I will ride other things because they're fun too, and there's other things to enjoy. But these green trails are still lots of fun. And they give you plenty of challenge compared to what at least we ride in our home trails. It's rocky enough. You learn to pay attention and try and pick your line. See there, I hit a hole. You don't always get it right. The thing though is these bikes are so good, they're generally forgiven as long as you can keep it pointed straight. You're in pretty good shape. It'll get you through most anything. Generally, you just need to have a little bit of speed for the turns and just work your way around. Whoa, that's a big one. That's for the people much better than me that hit this trail. Which also shows you that even the fun, easy trails, they put features on that the more experienced drivers can enjoy. So, and that's a difficult turn. It's a flat turn. A couple of people I know have gone off that edge there because they come into it with a little too much speed. But now we're back. We joined back to Easy Street again for a short section. And then branches off again right here for Lower Whistle Pig. Look at that. Yeah, Easy Street goes on that way still, which is what we did last time. And again, just a little bit bigger, steeper berms. but you get used to them. Just like everything, a little experience helps. I guess the one other comment to make, I don't really think about it a lot, but it's like it's actually important to talk about how these trails aren't actually that smooth. They're pretty rocky and bouncy. One of the differences is, depending where you ride, you might actually be seated a lot when you're riding. When you're riding at the bike park, you really don't want to be in your seat that much at all. Pretty much always up on your feet. And take a few rests on your seat. And then here we join back. Easy Street again. If you saw in the earlier run, we came right through here. Actually, this section is one I historically always comment about. Such a beautiful spot. Going through the trees there and over that bridge. It's always cool. The other thing you've probably seen is you have noticed I come across a number of different riders. Is it? It's all kinds of riders. Whoops. Old riders, young riders. Families. It's actually one of the coolest things about mountain biking is the community of people. Almost generally always cool. Like anything, there's exceptions, but as a default, I find everybody to be great. And so, I don't know, probably takes 10 to 15 minutes to ride down, another maybe 10-15 minutes to ride up. But we're not pedaling uphill, at least only in very short spurts. And so it makes for an enjoyable ride. Hey, we all made it down, that's good. And they have an actual beach. Now it's not hot today, but during the summer there are days that beach gets a lot of use. The other thing, so there is a playground, climbing wall. And actually, right over here to the left of the building, there's burgers and ice cream and all kinds of stuff.
How's the monologue going?
Wonderful. So, yeah. Fun for everybody. You don't like my sponsors?
No, I like it.
I have a made-up jersey with made-up sponsors. I think it's funny. There's my rattling water bottle. Yeah. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. As always, thanks for riding with this old guy today.